I've said it before, but it bears repeating, just one day you're having a grand old time playing Pokemon Gale of Darkness, because it is, spoiler alert, much better than Coliseum. You're having a great old time just playing that, and then, I don't know, you just wake up one day. You're just laying there, thinking happy thoughts, nothing can go wrong, and then all of a sudden, you know what? I'm gonna be a photographer today. Oh yeah, it's gonna look great for my portfolio. Alright, come on. Nice. We'll get the group shot together and click. You're chilling, you're a Greninja, you're relaxing, having a good time, and click. I like Mudkips, you're a Mudkip, you're looking off at the distance all solemn like, click. You're a Score Bunny, you're a different color than the rest, but that's okay, because you're a Score Bunny and you are cool, click. And when that career choice didn't really go anywheres, I decided to pick up new Pokemon Snap. Now, I don't really remember the original being all that big in my town. Certainly, like, Pokemon Stadium, stuff like that were pretty interesting just because it was an extension of the normal gameplay, but onto the big screen. But for something like Pokemon Snap, I don't know, it just didn't really grab too many people's attention in my area. I do remember our Blockbuster having that big, like, kiosk that you can actually print off the photos there, but like I said, no one really used it, and I don't remember it being there very long. I thought it was kind of neat, though. It would have been nice to actually try it out, but anyways, that's beside the point. But as someone who's only really been dedicated towards the actual mainline series Pokemon games, does new Pokemon Snap actually provide any value to me? Well, that's what we're going to find out today. So, let's dive right in and take a look at new Pokemon Snap. So, new Pokemon Snap has you heading off to go work for Professor Mirror in the Lental region. He equips you with a handy-dandy camera and a Neo 1 in order to explore around the region, snapping photos of Pokemon as you go. The main purpose of the research is to look into the phenomenon around the region regarding special Pokemon called Illumina Pokemon. The gameplay is an on-rails experience, so you ain't doing much other than taking cool pictures of Pokemon with your camera. There's a healthy assortment of courses with a wide, if predictable, locales to pick from, like the forest, desert, ocean type deal, you're used to it. Each course, though, just gorgeous to look at in its own right, with fun little set pieces in of itself. But you ain't here to take pics of the scenery, most of the time. You're mainly here to take pics of the numerous Pokemon scattered about. As you travel around in the Neo 1, Pokemon of all variety will be around for you to snap their photo. At the end of the course, the professor will grade one photo of your choosing for each Pokemon captured. You can select from either a 1-star photo up to a 4-star photo. Obviously, the higher the star count, the rarer the action from the Pokemon you captured, though snapping high-quality, lower-star photos is also imperative to achieving a high ranking in that specific course. By accumulating a lot of points, you will then also unlock further levels to that course, allowing you to see other Pokemon and other events that might happen in that area. Grading is a little wonky, however, understandable considering the game's gotta follow an algorithm of sorts rather than judging from a critical human eye. But whatever type of photo you take, you'll get more points if the Pokemon is centered on the shot and facing towards the camera, which is a little annoying because you could sometimes get a really awesome shot that just doesn't require any points at all, and then you'll sometimes get a shot that is just kind of a haphazardly taken, which will end up being more points just because the Pokemon somehow may end up getting centered and closer to the camera. But the game even acknowledges that during loading screens on stuff that Todd says that, you should center and have them facing towards you. So, it's whatever. Follow the algorithm. Oh, yeah, and Todd's in the game. Neat. If you're ever in need of ideas to try and figure out how to take some different photos of certain Pokemon or how to unlock certain actions, then there are also requests that you could undertake from the main menu, which will sometimes, not always, reward you with some sort of cosmetic item for your profile. The slightly annoying thing about it, though, is that sometimes you can get ahead of the request and take the photo of the specific action that they're asking from you, except that it won't count until you do it after you get the request, which was a little annoying. As you go about snapping photos, you're eventually given tools to aid you in taking better shots. You get a radar that, when used, emits an electrical signal that can get the attention of some Pokemon and highlight special stuff scattered around, like other Pokemon in the vicinity that you might not have seen, and objects of interest. Fluff fruits can be flung towards Pokemon to lure them into a better photo-taking position. If they eat the fruit, it's usually an easy 2-star photo. You can also beam the Pokemon with the fruit for a chance it will react differently. After a while, you can also get a boost function for the Neo 1. This is helpful for when a certain set piece happens with some Pokemon, but is usually too far away to get a decent shot. That's always a thing to consider when traveling on the courses, since each course and its level will have the same Pokemon doing the same thing all throughout, with some very small random exceptions. You can also acquire Illumina Orbs after taking shots of special flowers on each piece of land. Shooting these at a Pokemon will sometimes imbue them with extra abilities, allowing other special actions to occur. You can also shoot the Illumina flowers scattered about to usually trigger other special events. Finally, there's also the music box that plays a little jingle. The description says that it will sometimes wake up sleeping Pokemon, but other than that, if Pokemon like music, then maybe they'll react in a different manner. More often than not, I'm usually going to, of course, just rapid firing every single option that I have at any given Pokemon that I see, because sometimes it's a little weird to figure out which one will react to which action. So you'll end up getting just a cluster of fluff fruits, orbs, and musical stuff happening all at once just to get a Pokemon's attention. Other than that, the Illumina Orbs are also pretty important for when trying to take photos of the Illumina Pokemon of each land. These sort of act as the boss fight of the game and usually consist of you figuring out the best moment to shoot an Illumina Orb at the Pokemon to make it glow extra hard. Now, normally I would have already talked about the story, usually with how I've been doing my reviews. I would talk about the story first and then go into everything else. But I put it off this time mostly only because there's not really much of a story to latch onto in this game's case. I don't even really remember if the original had much of one to begin with either, but more or less it kind of doesn't need it. I find that with most on-rails games that you just don't really have too much control over, and especially one where the main objective is to just take cool photos, that's all the premise you kind of really need. And to the game's merit, it does try a little bit to integrate a story in there regarding the Illumina Pokemon, but that phenomenon doesn't really go much further than just being a clone of Gigantamaxing, so it's kind of whatever. And Todd being in the game doesn't really do much for someone that's never played the original, so I don't know. And plus, they kind of already spoiled him being in the game a while ago, so I don't even know if like longtime fans got any enjoyment out of that, but you know, let me know what you think if you actually enjoyed it. But the actual idea of taking place within like the laboratory and being a worker there and all that, that's all the premise that you really kind of need for a system like this. So I didn't really think I needed much of a story in this game's case, although it got really like cliche-ly gross at the very end when it was just like, you take great photos because you love Pokemon and Pokemon love people that love them, so that's why they let you take photos of it. I don't know. I thought it was like trying to set up some weird like plot twist that you were like a Ditto or something this whole time, so Pokemon were attracted to like take photos by its other Pokemon, but I was thinking too Giga Brain in that case, so. With that said, the ending of the Ultimate Mystery was a little bit on the underwhelming side of things. The clues led me to think that it might have been Jirachi, which also would have been a pretty good comparison to the final encounter of Mew from the first game, but spoilers, it's not, and the Pokemon they use was a little bit okay, I guess. And other than that, that's basically it. New Pokemon Snap isn't a game that I would go out of my way to play through often, but unlike something like the Mystery Dungeon DX game that I played there last year, kind of, I had a way better time with New Pokemon Snap. It offered a much better, interesting gameplay style that actually, you know, kind of benefits you the more you play, and, you know, you have fun when you try to get used to it. But on top of that, the biggest thing that I got out of this whole thing is that for someone who's only ever really played the main series line Pokemon games growing up, the only characteristics that you get out of Pokemon in that case is just small little tidbits, if you even bother to read from the Pokedex entries, which don't provide too much, especially since they tend to repeat them for a lot of the older Pokemon as you go through all the generations. That and just extrapolating your own sort of personality out of each Pokemon depending on the things that they do in the game. So, like, they're clumsy because they miss a lot of high accuracy attacks, or they're sharp because they hit a lot of critical hits on certain attacks, or, you know, stuff like that. You just kind of make up your own personalities with a lot of these Pokemon, but new Pokemon Snap offers personality to a lot of these monsters that I've not really seen before. You could make the argument that the anime kind of did that as well, but I didn't watch the anime a whole lot growing up, so... And even now, I still haven't watched a whole lot of it, so new Pokemon Snap offers a brand new light to a lot of these Pokemon that I have not really seen before. Like I said, like, Generation 6 would be the closest, but again, you're only getting extra personality just from the animations that they do in 3D now. But this offers the best form of giving personality to Pokemon that you've never really seen before, and that is something that I can very much appreciate and respect thanks to this game. But anywho, thank you all so much for watching. If you like what you saw, you can click right up there to check out some of my other videos that I've done, or if you really feel like it, you can click right up there to subscribe. And if you really feel like it as well, I'll leave my Twitter down below so you can check that out if you also really feel like doing that. I don't post a whole lot, but I'll try my best. And until next time, guys, I will see you all later.